Welcome back to Final Fantasy 15. Last time we wrapped up Chapter 13. We've done Chapter 13 verse 2 as well. And now I think is the perfect time to do our final DLC episode Ardyn. Ooh boy. I know nothing about this. I don't even know who the fuck these people are around Ardyn. Alright, well, let's get into it. Just like that. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what goes down here. So all we know about Ardyn really is I guess he was supposed to be the king. And the six didn't accept him. They said he was unworthy, and they banished him to the Shadow Realm. Them and alongside his brother. And his brother ended up becoming the first king. And that's who Noctis is descended of. So Ardyn is Noctis's great uncle. Kingly class. So you can see that this will have a super fight as well, which is cool. I respect it, but I also kind of fear it. The super fights haven't been that tough besides episode Gladius. Yeah, but while Ardyn was banished, he somehow became immortal. And at some point he came back into the real world, I guess. And he was immortal. He's like part demon. And that's when he starts plotting his revenge. Alright, let's get into it. Normal. I'm assuming, I feel like hard difficulty is a difficulty that exists. But I haven't had the options to make anything hard. Having turned the Empire to shambles and shrouded the world in darkness, Ardyn, Eastwell, healer of those who ailed, now sits atop the Lucian throne, denied him by the crystal some 2 millennia ago. Am I wrong about when this takes place? I thought this took place before the events of Final Fantasy 15. I thought it took place back in Ardyn's time, and maybe it still does, but maybe it kind of jumps back and forth. Because this reads like it's gonna put us in the time where Noctis is still in the crystal. And Noctis gets he gets stuck in the crystal for like 10 years before he comes back. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. I'm not sure why he got sucked in the crystal anyway, in the first place. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why Ardyn wanted that to happen. I mean, he got Noctis out the way for a while, I guess, but because he got into the crystal, I think he comes back stronger outside the crystal, right? And he if nothing else, he gets the information of how to get rid of the darkness, get rid of Ardyn.
There lived a man, blessed by the gods, and revered by the people as their savior. His name was Ardyn Lucis Kylum. and he was to have served as the first king of Lucis.
Tension between the two countries remains high, with neither nation showing signs of backing down. In other news, a member of the Border Patrol has been reported MIA since sometime before dawn this morning. The missing officer has been identified as 28-year-old Mars Sapientia. Although Officer Sapientia allegedly reported for duty at his appointed time, fellow officers say he disappeared soon after and has not been sighted since. Officer Sapientia is a tall, fair-skinned male and was last seen wearing his Border Patrol fatigues. Anyone with information on Officer Sapientia's whereabouts are requested to contact the Crown City Police immediately. And now a word from the Public Information Bureau. Today marks the anniversary of the founding of the Kingdom of Lucis. The Founders Day Committee has prepared a number of attractions in honor of this auspicious occasion, including a parade around the Citadel as well as a statue of the Founder King himself. All are welcome and encouraged to participate in today's festivities. This has been a message from the Public Information Bureau.
What about you?
Now, on to the weather.
Shouldn't you be looking for your buddy?
Today in the Crown City, we expect mild and sunny weather with nothing but blue skies.
I'm on
The
special
Borderlands
assignment.
may experience some inclement weather, starting in the evening and continuing throughout the night.
So is this just Ardyn posing as him? Posing as this guy?
Home, sweet home at last.
Welcome to the Founders Day Festival. In a moment, the parade will begin making its way through the city. King Regis is scheduled to participate in the festivities, circling the Citadel alongside the statue of the Founder King, Somnus Lucis Chiron.
Can't go into the menu. Can only walk around very slowly. I'm not sure exactly what happened there in the beginning. Was Ardyn just transformed into that guy? Like, did he kill those two soldiers and then became one of them?
Look! Look, it's the statue of the Founder King! I want to go say hi.
That's nice, dear. Just don't wander off, you hear?
I heard King Regis is going to be in the parade too. Let's head to Main Street.
Straight up invisible wall.
So this is the city. mighty Somnus built on the back of his own flesh and blood. Just look at them, free of care and unaware of the war beyond their wall.
In order to ensure the safety of all festival goers, we ask that you please follow all staff instructions. Vehicular access will also be limited in some areas around the Citadel for the festival's duration. In addition, traffic will be stopped entirely during the parade. We thank you for your cooperation.
What need is there to worry when brick and mortar blinds them to the suffering outside? Why venture out into the world when you feel so safe within? What a life to live.
The fact that our nation still stands is all thanks to the kings who came before.
This is the statue of the Founder King? I see the sculptor took quite a few liberties. And that must be the king's castle.
We should. Okay. No, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, let the fireworks begin!
Okay.
Right, let's go.
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
It's really enjoyable.
Cursed be the waving beams of the gods.
The Tale of the Fallen King, Prisoner of Fate. The year is ME 734. Spirits are high in the Crown City as all of Insomnia prepares to celebrate Founders Day. Yet the citizens of the Lucian capital are in for a rude awakening. Ardyn has returned to interrupt their peaceful reverie and wreak havoc upon his former home, first reflecting on the events that brought him here. Honestly, I have no idea when this takes place. I honestly have no idea what I just saw when it takes place. So I think this is back in the past.
Ardyn. Oh, Ardyn. You can't expect me to believe that.
Oh, but I do. You have my word.
Well, in that case... You look exhausted, my love. Are you all right?
I am. The gods bless me with a power and a purpose to cure people of what ails them. I must see their will be done.
Your devotion shall not go unnoticed. The gods will doubtless be watching over you. Just as I shall be watching over you every step of the way. It seems to me the cure for your exhaustion is comprised of two things, one of which is rest.
Oh? And the other?
Is me.
Oh, Era, pray be with me, always.
He's alive. Just as the ancient texts told.
Huh.
Who?
Take him away.
Don't touch me.
Status report. Everything is fine here.
Roger that. We'll transport the subject to your location.
And we'll have the medical team ready as planned.
What's the situation over there?
Nothing to report. We're just...
Adagium sighted!
Adagium?
Get it back in the cell. No matter what. We can't let that thing off this island.
Stop. Cease this. Cease this.
At once!
Ardyn enters Overkill when his HP falls to 0. While in the Undying state, his attack deals more damage, but his maximum HP falls every time he takes a hit. When Ardyn's maximum HP falls to 0, the game is over. Press circle to attack with your arsenal of royal arms. Hold circle to blitz the enemy with consecutive attacks.
nothing. Enough!
Demonify the enemy.
Enough! Sins must I
These memories. Could they be his? I didn't purge him of the scourge. I bestowed it upon him. Oh, incredible. His power's unbelievable. Hey!
Eminent magic technological expert, versatile Bestia steals away to the Umbral Isle of Angel Guard and ensconce with Lucis' darkest secrets. Adgium. He escorts the subject back to one of the Empire's Magitech research facilities for further study. Well, so far the game is kind of making it seem like Ardyn was in fact a sympathetic villain. Like he used to be a good dude, and bullshit fell upon him, and he becomes evil because of that. That's the impression I get. So, with this DLC episode, so far it really feels like they're trying to I don't want to say redeem him, but in a way redeem him.
Era.
Well, she doesn't look too happy.
Somnus.
Forgive me, brother, but the throne seats only one.
Era! Gods, no!
Ardyn.
That was stupid. Not loving this so far.
Ardyn is
See where it goes.
Chief Besithia would like to see you.
everything is red for Ardyn because he's a villain. And therefore everything has to be red. Rakshasa Blade. Rakshasa? Rakshasa Blade? A sword that has stayed at Ardyn's side for roughly 2,000 years, flying forth at his command, one half of a pair. The Rakshasa Blade was forged alongside the blade of the mystic, beloved glaive of Ardyn's younger brother, Somnus Lucis Caelum. Both blades possess different properties, forming a devastatingly destructive arsenal when wielded correctly. While one can assume both swords were imbued with the hope that the brothers Caelum would rule in tandem, envy and ambition ultimately tore the two apart. Chief Bithia's Journal. I was but a boy when I saw my first demon, a wild canine run afoul of the plasmodia. The fear that should have consumed me was itself engulfed by an intense excitement, much like the dark miasma that spreads across the land and bolts out any trace of light or life. Some might deem me a madman, vilifying me for researching a wicked plague that brings naught but death. However, be it the magic technology of old or the demons of our day, understanding that which we fear is a vital step toward enlightenment. The plague that ravaged our stars centuries ago died out for a time, and with it went all knowledge of the monsters it spawned. Yet, since the discovery of a mutant strain of plasmodia here on our very soil, the ominous world has re-entered our lexicon, demon. What caused the scourge to resurge? I hypothesize that it began with the rise of our population that began in the latter half of this millennium. While the adoption of magic technology has vastly improved life for citizens across the empire, the territorial expansion it enabled may also have reactivated plasmodia that remained dormant for many years. If so, then the true spread of the star scourge may have only just begun.
Might as well head out. Nothing here to interest me. I dare say this outfit wasn't tailor-made.
Although I longed to dismiss it as some foolish fairy tale, the recent discovery of an ancient text tucked me away in one of the kingdom's royal tombs convinced me. Adagium is real. According to the tomb, this inhuman entity born of the darkness has lived in the shadows of Angel Guard for some 2 millennia. Perhaps the Lucians feared its supposed superhuman strength and potential for destruction. Yet, to let such power go untapped would be incredibly wasteful. The military may have scoffed at us researchers for the lack of tangible progress on our Magitech infantry and demonic studies, but if we harvest this immortal monster and harness the secrets it holds, we may indeed laugh last.
Not the most enthralling view. Not the most enthralling view. Come, have a seat. Gods above, we thank you for the bounty you have laid before us. Don't want your food getting cold, do you? Are you enjoying your stay? No. You've been asleep for years. Learning to appreciate the waking world will take time. Perhaps I can help enlighten you while we dine. Was your examination of me a fruitful one? Oh yes, you've proven far more fascinating than expected. No wonder they kept you locked away. To think the powers of a demon could dwell within the heart of a man, it's incredible. The Star Scourge doesn't sap your life force, it gives you more. Your cells can regenerate themselves, and you can demonify other life forms as well. There's no doubt you are a monster. Not a monster, a marvel. I can't wait to unravel all your mysteries. How long has it been since you brought me here? 204 days. Roughly 7 months or so. Then again, the Lucians had you locked away in that prison for nearly 2 millennia. I'd be more surprised if you hadn't lost all concept of time. You must loathe those Lucians for what they did to you. What is this food? Meat, cloned in this facility. Cloned? We cultivated somatic cells, used them as donors to fuse the nucleus transplant cells to the recipient oocytes, and then we... Enough! I've no ear for the ramblings of a lunatic. What is it you want from me, anyhow? What about me interests you so? You said it yourself, didn't you? You were chosen by the gods. And frankly, with powers like yours, I'd say you're nearly a god in your own right. We need those powers that you possess. With your strength on our side, we could finally put an end to the gruesome war with Lucis. You too must desire the fall of the kingdom that cast you into exile. My desires are all in the past. The man who wronged you may have died long ago, but his descendants live on to this day. Surely you must bear them some feelings of ill will. My feelings are none of your concern. Come along. This is the fruit of my labor. A small portion of it, that is. I envy you. A human life is too short to truly understand all there is to know about the world. Go on, have a look. Oh.
Wow, the music playing in the background actually still plays when you go into the menus. Now that is neat. The Rock of Ravito. Acting on a tip we received from a friend in the private sector, we have sent an excavatory expedition to the top of the Rock of Ravito. Unlike the immovable Archean at the Disc of Cothless, the body of the Infernian should be unobstructed and ready for transport, assuming our team can reach the peak, that is. Legends say the Infernian bestowed the gift of fire upon mankind in antiquity, and this burning wisdom helped forge the foundation of what became the civilization of Solheim. And now, with the fabled flame within my grasp, I take my first step toward divinity. 'Tis a wondrous day indeed. 'Tis a wondrous. I could be trying to read these in Bastille's voice, but I don't think I'd really do a good job at it. 'Tis a wonderful day indeed. The Draconian. All of the gods above, least is known about the Draconian. Neither a... Is this a... Bahamut? Neither a tutelary deity nor a regular fixture in written records. The Blade Keeper has left behind nary a trace save for his name. Some legends suggest he... Or maybe this is Odin then. Some legends suggest he selected a king to lead Lucis and bestowed upon the chosen one the fabled ring and crystal. In my opinion, it all sounds like the type of tall tale the royal family might concoct to justify their hold on power, but perhaps we can explore the matter in more depth by paying a visit to Lucian's confidence in Tenebrae.
This is our world?
It has been estimated that Eos came into existence some 4.5 billion years ago. Ancient myths tell tales of 6 protector gods who first alighted upon Eos in the ancient Solheim era. Fossils thought to be remains of the oldest members of the human race were discovered in the Vistala region. Some claim that humans discovered fire in the Sukarp region even before the dawn of the Solheim civilization. According to legend, the fire god Ifrit first bestowed his burning wisdom upon a man who later sat the throne of Solheim. The mechanized civilization of Solheim is presumed to have originated in the Disgai and Klang regions. Exactly when the civilization rose and fell, however, remains the subject of much investigation. The enormous crevasse separating the regions of Clane and Duskai is known as Telpar Crag. It is here that the War of the Astrals is said to have taken place. When Ifrit tried to reduce mankind to ash, the other gods fought back, and some claim this clash caused the collapse of Solheim. It is said that Ifrit, having lost the War of the Astrals, was interred atop the Rock of Ravito. After the war, the ice goddess Shiva allegedly sank into a deep slumber, nestled in the Goravas rift of Voluk. To this day, no one knows what became of the blade god, Bahamut. The earth god Titan can be seen supporting the meteor at the heart of the disk of Kothis in the sky. As for the storm god Rama, legend has it he sealed himself away within Fosha Hollow in the sky. The sea goddess Leviathan disappeared in the wake of the war. Some say she swam below the waves and slumbers beneath the city of Altisha. Some 2,000 years ago, the gods granted Somnus Lucis Kylum 2 gifts: the sacred stone and ring. With these in hand, he founded the kingdom of Lucis. In the centuries since, Lucis has managed to expand its territory while struggling to suppress a parasitic plague. As of ME 722, Mor's Lucis Kylum sits the throne as the 112th monarch of his line. Regis Lucis Kylum is King Mor's firstborn son, and first in line to succeed his father. Angelgard, off the coast of Golden Key, is an uninhabited island that Lucians regard as sacred ground. Ancient texts tell of a monster known as Adagium supposedly sealed away within, but investigations into its existence have yet to provide conclusive evidence. Soon after the establishment of the Kingdom of Lucis, House Fulare founded the nation of Tenebrae. The empire began its occupation of Tenebrae in ME 359, a move that was initially met with much apprehension. In order to assuage the dissenters, the empire preserved the oracle's home of Fenestala Manor. This concession was partially made for political purposes. House Fulare enjoys close ties with the line of Lucis. The Accordo Protectorate has developed into a bustling league of towns at the heart of maritime trade. In ME 606, the Empire won an important battle against the allied forces of Lucis and Accordo, and in turn, annexed the Protectorate. The country is steeped in traditions and cultures that are incompatible with imperial rule, so the Empire has permitted it a measure of relative political autonomy. Centuries after the founding of Lucis, a movement to revive the lost civilization of Solheim arose around the Weltham region. Leading the charge was House Aldercat, whose brave deeds brought about the rise of the Niflheim Empire. The Empire built upon Solheim's magic technology and employed it for military use. This new firepower helped the Empire fell its foes, taking Tenebrae in ME 359 and Accordo in ME 606. As of ME 722, under the direction of Emperor Aedalus Aldercat, the Empire is developing new arms fusing magitech with demons. Vestiges of the ancient Solheim civilization can still be seen in the ruins of Piteous and Steeleth Grove. Several ancient structures also dot the forest of the Fall Grove that encircles Castlemark Tower. Excavation of these various sites is currently underway. In ME 501, during an expedition in the Ulwat region, the Imperial Army discovered a new species known as demons.
A diorama of the world created by Chief Bastia. This model offers a bird's eye view of both Imperial territories as well as lands the Empire has yet to acquire.
At center, we see what I presume to be Lucian warriors and the kings of yore. I've learned a great deal about the first king of Lucis, but I never knew he was second in line. It seems to depict a legend in which the chosen king dispels the darkness. If that's true, does that mean Lucis intends to someday stand above all others? Their trifling tales mean nothing in the face of our superior technology. Only we can restore balance to our world. At the top of the painting, we see the Oracle herself. The bloodline of the Oracle is one of the oldest in Eos, originating with Eromirus Flore. Only they possess the power to commune with the gods. This painting depicts the Oracle as some goddess of light herself. She'd doubtless prove a powerful ally if she could be persuaded. On the sides of the frame, we see the Hexathian. Conspicuously absent is the traitorous god of fire who started the Great War of old. Perhaps developing a deeper understanding of the demons will bring us closer to comprehending their divine counterparts. But what if I were to find a way to combine those two disparate elements? By my estimation, the grotesque creatures depicted here are likely demons. Could this mean these monsters will be harbingers of the apocalypse? If only we could find a way to harness their power for ourselves.
The line of Lucis was chosen to eradicate evil from Eos, and with the divine on their side, how could they fail?
Painting of unknown authorship that depicts the legends foretold in the cosmogony, and then passed down through the Lucian royal family. The composition features a man known as the Chosen King, who, by the grace of a beautiful goddess, purges the world of its scourge and restores the light of peace. Combating Lucian magic. The Lucian soldiers' reliance on their monarch's magic is nothing new, nor do I expect the armed forces to switch up their strategy in the near future. It thus stands to reason that we ought to devise a plan to inhibit their abilities by whatever means necessary. I've given much thought to the idea of suppressing the Lucian's magic, and while it will be some time until we have a working prototype, I believe we should have a fully functioning jamming device added to our Magitech arsenal before long. Further combat data would certainly help speed along the development process, especially data related to the divine. What a thrill it would be to take down a god using the form of one of their helpers. The messengers. While few written records referencing the divine host of messengers remain, our excavatory expedition to Telpar Crag has uncovered some interesting information via word of mouth while investigating the surrounding area. Based on what we've heard, the demigods fought alongside the deities they served in the War of the Astrals, with the followers of the traitorous Infernian being all from a race from the annals of history after suffering defeat at the hands of the other gods. Little else is known about the messengers, but I'm determined to discover more about the fascinating creatures.
Do watch your step, won't you?
They need to tell me what is new. Rock of Ravateb. Acting on a tip we received from a friend in the private sector, we have sent an excavatory expedition to the top of the Rock of Ravateb. Unlike the immovable Archean at the Disk of Cothless, the body of the Infernian should be unobstructed and ready for transport. Assuming our team can reach the peak, that is. Legends say the Infernian bestowed the gift of fire upon mankind in antiquity, and this burning wisdom helped forge the foundation of what became the civilian of Solheim, the civilization of Solheim. And now, with the fabled flame within my grasp, I take my first step toward divinity. 'Tis a wondrous day indeed. Fuck, I have no idea which one it is. I think this might be it though. Next to godliness. I've made a discovery both startling and astounding. The monster known as Adagium is none other than Ardyn Lucis Caim, older brother to the founder king of Lucis. Words cannot describe the sense of elation that enveloped me knowing that I was able to converse with a creature who has lived for hundreds of years. His powers do not cease to amaze. Not only can he absorb the demonic miasma into his body, but he can pass the plague on to others as well. He also claims to have gained a glimpse into their psyche when doing so. Relive their memories, so to speak. If this is true, then it would seem this man has been blessed with both eternal life and unlimited wisdom. He's practically a god in his own right.
Given the demon's aversion to light, they typically stick to the shadows until the sun fades and the night falls. Adagium, however, is different. Unlike his demon brethren, he can still function uninhibited in broad daylight. Of course, the ultraviolet rays harm him, much like they would any other demon. Yet his cells regenerate quickly enough to essentially negate the damage. It stings. Like the light of the sun. Perhaps I'd best cover up.
Demons were first officially recognized as a new species roughly 200 years ago. According to ancient texts, however, humans have suffered from a parasitic plague wrought by the demons for upward of 2 millennia. Demonification is caused by a mutant strain of plasmodia that takes root in living creatures and changes their cellular structures. Infected creatures begin to disperse miasmal particles, the spread of which is known as the Star Scourge. This model is a replica made from plaster poured into a demon-shaped cavity discovered deep underground. Demons sublimate when their vital functions cease, so this particular specimen must have vaporized after the mud around it had already solidified. Scientists believed this subject burrowed into the earth in order to shield itself from the light of the sun.
A model that Chief Bastia made by pouring plaster into a demon-shaped cavity. One likely formed when a demon got trapped in a mudslide and ultimately sublimated after the earth hardened around its body. The creature has been replicated with frightening accuracy. Its resemblance is so uncanny that one might easily mistake the recreation for the real thing. A laboratory designed to replicate natural sunlight and study its efforts on demonkind. Chief Bastia discovered that although Adagium incurs slight injuries when exposed to the sun, his regenerative abilities quickly negate any damage done. Alright. This is where I'm gonna end this. My impression so far is that me personally, I just don't really like the idea that Ardyn was just all sweet and innocent, and then he just kind of got fucked, right? He got just betrayed and fucked, and now he's evil because of that. Because it kind of does redeem him in a way, even though it doesn't, because what Ardyn does in Final Fantasy 15 is still not right. Like, he should have been the bigger person. He should have been the bigger and better person, and not go through the links he did in that time just for revenge. But it's just interesting because I'm confused on why he did get, let's say, betrayed. Because I thought he got betrayed because the Six, or whatever, saw that he had darkness in him, and he wasn't actually a good person through and through. And his heart wasn't in the right place, and that's why they kind of banished him. So I'm just confused about some things of why things went the way they did for Ardyn. I mean, it simply just wasn't his brother just wanted him out the picture so he could be the king. And him alone. Could it? But anyway, I'm gonna end this one here. Until next time.